Good morning. This is a reflection on lesson 220 of A Course in Miracles, which is a review of lesson 200. It says, the only peace is the peace of God. The only peace is the peace of God. Whoa. It's a little deep. The tide's higher. It's on its way up in the mornings, it looks like. This is the last review of 20 lessons where the overarching sentiment was, I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I say it this time because I haven't been saying it the last several times as a reminder, but also I feel like it's directly related to this one for me, this lesson of the only peace is the peace of God. And I know if you've watched these, you've come along with me on the journey of like, what is God? And so what I think of like the only peace is the peace of God is when I can, like I only feel that deep, authentic, true, unending, everlasting, unchanging sense of peace. I shouldn't say only, but I think only. When I can pull back from my ego, my personality, this limited self, this body. I'm not just a body. And kind of tap into, it feels like a pulling back, like a, you know, to the watcher state, some people call it, to an awareness that's aware of itself. That's another way I've heard people talk about it. That feels true to me. So that's why I say those two. Like it feels like okay, now I'm no longer directly entangled with, identified with identity. And I can pull back into that presence that I feel like is where that whatever God is. God, whatever that unchanging, ever-present essence is, that's where I try to pull back to, and I can feel just peace. It's a state of just noticing, without judgment, without thought, without anything but love, just awareness, you know. And it sometimes when I'm really wrapped up in the mind, it takes a minute. I'm like, whoa, let's back up, let's pull back, and then I can get there. So that's what this means to me, is that to me is true. That is the only peace, is when I can pull back into that unbounded awareness. Unbounded meaning I don't feel a push and pull. I don't feel boundaries that I'm butting up against. You know, like, it doesn't feel like energetically like anything other than space, just spaciousness. So I don't know if there are other kinds of peace. You know, I guess I was thinking about this with, what was I thinking about? This feels like a wisp of a thought here. Maybe it's related. The way that, you know, there are no good and bad thoughts, right? You might think, well, of course there are. You think about how awful someone is, or like, oh, I'm going to do them harm, or in some way. That's a bad thought. Well, it might seem like that on the surface, but it's only because we're attached to it. We identify with it. We think, oh God, that's me. I thought that thought. How could I think that thought? And then shame comes, you know, guilt, shame, all of that stuff. They're just thoughts. They don't mean anything. They're just like, look, they're just wisps of woundedness. And if we attach to them and we say, oh, let's grab onto that and feel really bad about it. Oh, I'm so terrible. That becomes a problem. You just let it go. It's not bad at all. Thoughts are just thoughts. They don't mean anything. Anything. Even the good ones. If we identify with the good ones, we're like, I'm a good person. And then we think we have all that excessive pride, you know, like whatever, and we're just trying to make ourselves feel good. It's the protector parts of us doing what it does, protecting, building us up, making us feel safe, kind of making us feel bad sometimes. So anyway, they're just thoughts. I feel much better with no thoughts than even good thoughts, you know? And this is what I was thinking about with thoughts. I'm going to turn around. There's this analogy I just love that I heard somewhere. It was probably the Calm app years ago, or whatever that meditation app was, right when it came out. I tried it out, and I think it said, like, the sky's always blue above the clouds. That's our true self. We're always this radiant light, unobscured by clouds, by thoughts, by circumstance of this world. Right? That's our true nature. We're above the clouds. We're a blue sky. Always. And I think about, oh my God, these dark clouds are rolling in. Those are thoughts, right? And it's not that we lost our light. It's just dampened a little by these thoughts. It's still there in us. And then I also think about how, oh my God, these clouds are beautiful. I was thinking about that yesterday. We had these like cotton candy, like blue, pink, beautiful clouds. And I was thinking like, well, those just might be beautiful thoughts, right? And we attach to them thinking, oh, it's so beautiful, I feel so good thinking them, you know? Which in and of itself isn't a bad thing until we attach really deeply and we push away the bad, meaning push away, avoid, resist, deny, suppress, disown, all those other thoughts. Then it becomes a problem. Oh. We fell into a hole, and then a local man on the beach started laughing at me. I was like, yeah, mister, I'm laughing too. So that's what I was thinking about. Like, clouds are just thoughts, good or bad. The stormy ones, the cotton candy ones, you know? It's like, why attach when we can just go straight above the clouds and be in a pristine blue, sunny, beautiful sky? If you've ever been in an airplane at 30,000+ feet above the clouds, it's like, oh my God, this is always up here. Once you break through that cloud barrier. And that's what I mean. That's how I feel about pulling back into that unbounded, ever-present consciousness, awareness, whatever you want to call it. Words are just words. It's about feeling. And that's another thing. I'm over words. I love words. I love them. But I'm over attaching to words because they mean something different to each of us. And it's really gotten me in a lot of trouble in my life, meaning I get so hung up on the way someone describes something, but they're just trying to put really inadequate words to an experience. Words will always be inadequate to experience. So I just want to end with that because I'm over it, man. And I love words. I'm still, love poetry. I'm still using words. I still find great joy in putting words together, reading words. But when it comes to like trying to understand another's experience through words, I'm trying not to attach too hard because I have to find my own way through it, right? Those words might not be adequate for my experience of that similar experience. So, anyway, those are a bunch of different thoughts all related, I think, to this lesson. So thank you. And here's, I gotta get out of it. It's high tide and I'm getting sucked in to the sand. There we go. Here's some sunrise for you. The moon, there's a full moon. I caught, just as I got out here, I tried to get out here even earlier today before the sun came up, and I caught the full moon. It went, no sooner did I catch it, and it dipped below, I was walking and it dipped below the trees, so I was like, oh no, let me back up. And it was gone. It was like, you really just went down that fast. Okay, bye.